Hi, my name is Belle Wong, and the STEM subject I'm going to be talking about today is aerospace engineering and aircraft design. One of my favorite aircrafts ever created was the Concorde. It was a French-British collaboration uh, to create a passenger airplane that could travel at supersonic speeds. So on the Concorde, you could travel from New York to London in just under 3.5 hours. Essentially, you'd be landing in London before you had even taken off. This was unheard of prior to the 1960s. From the beginning, the Concorde was a plethora of design. It wasn't designed with computers, but instead with math and trial and error. It had to have a very long and narrow body with a large wing in order to travel at supersonic speeds comfortably, because this plane was used for passenger use. The plane travels at Mach 2, which is 2 times the speed of sound, 13,000 miles per hour. 13,000 miles per hour is faster than the Earth rotates. The plane, the outside of the plane, due to air resistance, would become incredibly hot. Passengers inside could get uncomfortable and have even reported of when they touched the windows, they said it wasn't hot, it wasn't warm, but it was boiling. Like the windows were boiling. So you can get an idea of how hot the outside of the plane got. If the outside of the plane's boiling, that's not good for mechanics, structure integrity, comfort, all the things. So engineers had to develop a solution. It was pretty straightforward. They were like, the best way to get rid of heat on the outside is to deflect it. So they made a paint. It was double the reflectivity of the average airplane's paint, outer paint. And this reduced heat by almost cutting it in half. So heat of the outside of the plane would be roughly just over 100 Celsius. The paint could drop it down nearly 30, 40 Celsius. This is just the beginning of the innovation that the Concorde helped create in aerospace. It helped show the innovation, creativity, application, and relevance of engineers. The Concorde flew at 60,000 feet. It's double the height of your typical plane we fly on today. Typical planes fly at 30,000 feet and they take off at low angles. So roughly, when you see them take off, they just climb up and they fly. The Concorde, because it had to reach such a high altitude, it took off at nearly a 60-degree angle. That 60-degree angle had to be achieved almost like much quicker. The angle of attack was very steep, and because it was so steep, the cockpit at the tip of the plane, pilots could not see the runway during takeoff and landing. That proved extremely dangerous, not only to the safety of the flight, but also the safety of those on ground. So engineers developed the droop snoop, where the tip of the nose literally curved towards the ground. It seemed like a silly solution to such a serious issue. But engineers, they said, why not? Aerospace engineers, they used their creativity, they pushed the bounds of what was accepted, and they said, why not just drop the cockpit so you can see the ground? So through math, trial and error, they dropped the front of the plane so pilots could see where they're going. This was incredible because it showed the imagination that you could use. You were creative enough to go against accepted models of what was seen as typical, and then you used your academic excellence, the education you've been provided as an aerospace engineer within our society, in your education using math, physics, all applied to create an alteration that wouldn't even be possible if they were shut down right away. The attention to detail and the courage is what I admire about these kinds of engineers. This was the early 60s. Supersonic speeds weren't a form of traveling. That's what you use for fighter jets. But engineers were like, why can't we make aerospace engineering apply to airspace travel? Why not apply it to the common man and make it convenient, comfortable, and a sign of luxury? It's making the past is eradicating the ideas of past and making the future possible. The image of the future is always changing, and the constant innovation that I've learned from simply loving this plane and researching this plane shows me even more of a reason why I want to major in aerospace engineering. The lifespan of the Concorde as a commercial plane pushed us as human beings to make our dreams realities. I want to make air travel convenient. I want to push the accepted limits. I want to invest myself into an industry that breaks the norm. If we never had broken the norm, we never would have put a man on the moon. We never would have made, supersonic speed a reality of the common man. I want to push these ideas daily, in daily life, and how they integrate into our daily lives, whether that be in the expansion of the information we already know or the application of the information we discover into our society. Simple improvements through mathematics, the laws of physics, and the known accepted values of our atmosphere can push traditional transportation. And traditional transportation is boring. Why not see what else we can do? Thank you.